Hi, this is Tim Davis with Do Control. Let's look at another pillar of the SaaS security platform, and that has to do around insider threat and as well as identity threat detection and response. Right. So this will primarily be focused on an insider threat, but we'll talk about some use cases around ITDR as well as we look at this. So we're in the Do Control workflow engine, and we're looking at, in this case, a playbook that was created to prevent sharing with personal email, right? Here's the idea, right? If someone is sharing with their own personal email address, then that's a pretty high indicator of risk, because why would I need to do that? Why can't I use my corporate email if I need to email something? If I'm sharing it with my own personal email, then it seems pretty likely that I'm trying to, move some data around. Could be legitimate, could be, some insurance information, other HR related information that I, just want to make sure I have personal access to. So this could be legitimate, but this, might also not be legitimate. So let's talk about how we might figure that out. So in this workflow, we're looking for sharing of a file. And if the collaborators are in a default private email domain, so, Gmail, Outlook.com, things like that. And then we're looking for the actors in trusted domains. Now, so far, that's a pretty standard set of conditions, but here's something else that I could do, right? I can actually look at this actor, and I'm going to select the actor here, and then I'm going to see if that person is in my group that of about to be terminated, right? So I can pull that from my identity platform. I could pull that from my HRIS platform. In this case, we'll go with the HRIS. So this is a person who's turned in their notice, or maybe possibly on a RIF list, but there's a flag in the HRIS platform that says this person's getting ready to walk out the door. Now I'm really talking about some insider risk here, right? So if somebody's sharing files with their personal email address, and they're getting ready to walk out the door, right? So how do I know it's their personal email address? Then I'm going to, again, go to the HRIS and look up and see, is this their personal email? We also have some other ways we can do this. So if you don't have the particular personal email in the HRIS that they're using, don't worry, there's still some other ways that we can help you out there as well. But in this case, let's just make sure this is going to be a 100% match. If it's that email address they're sharing with, then we know it's that email address. Let's notify the actor, this sharing, tell them that this sharing will be removed immediately. We can also notify their manager. How do we know their manager? Well, we pulled information about this user from your HRIS, and that would include their organization, right? So now I've got their manager. I can send them notification as well. And then, of course, I've got the ability within this workflow to remove this user's action, right? So now I can specifically delete this user or delete the sharing. Excuse me. That's when if I want to take further action, then I certainly have the ability to do that. There's going to be within the workflow capabilities here lots of options for me to be able to do things like revoke a user's access by reaching out to the identity platform. Certainly, we could document this for any HR and or legal considerations that might be involved as well as creating security logs and things like that. So lots of different options. As always, the workflow platform at Do Control here is very extensible, very flexible. You got a use case. The odds are really good that we can come up with a way to solve that for you. But this just shows you the power of leveraging the different data sources that we have in play, right? We're pulling from different SaaS platforms, from events, from context around the user in terms of we know people who are leaving by HRIS. We're pulling context in terms of their organizational structure in order to mitigate this risk around insider threat. How does this apply to ITDR? Well, it could be that this is happening because there's been an identity compromise. as well, right? So again, this is the or a very similar use case. Maybe we take a little bit different actions at that point, but the idea is the same, right? And how would we know? Well, that's because we're going to communicate with the user via another means, and also how other ways by using our context sources to verify if this session looks legitimate versus like potentially something that's been hijacked, right? Again, this is leveraging the context that we have within the Do Control platform to provide additional layers of security for your organization as they're using these SaaS applications. Thanks for watching.